You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, where your host, Annette Harris, provides intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need Annette? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology.
Hey there, great afternoon, and welcome to another wonderful session of Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. And I am your host, Annette Harris. Thank you so much for joining us on today, for watching and or listening. Lord, we thank you for this wonderful day that you've blessed us to see. We thank you for the bright sunshine. We thank you for all that you have done for us. Get the glory out of today's session, whatever we go to do and say. In Jesus' name we pray. And our opening scripture is the first part of Hosea 4 and 6. And it states, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And again, we're grateful to be here and so excited that you have consented to join us on this afternoon. When you come in, we do have a Facebook Live feed going on my page, my personal page, Annette, known as Annette. So when you come in, if you would not mind going ahead, liking and sharing for me, I would really appreciate it. It costs you nothing to do that. And it would definitely help out so many individuals. You can also go to YouTube, type in Intellectual Radio, and you will find Mind, Body, and Soul there live right now. And then also we're on the station's website, IntellectualRadio.com. That is one word, IntellectualRadio.com. So there are three avenues that you can listen to us on today. And if one goes down, God forbid, hop on over to the other one because we don't want you to miss anything on this afternoon. It is another Wednesday, and I'm excited to be here as usual. Annette is always excited, but I am grateful that you are here with us. I am joined this afternoon by a wonderful individual who is sitting to my immediate right. You know, when I asked him to come on, I said, give me an updated bio. And y'all know what he told me. He said, I don't have anything right now. And I don't know why, because he's done so many things since the bio that I knew about. He needs to have it updated. And I started to do that for him. But I said, well, hey, everybody knows who he is. I am joined by Sir Walter Jones of the Sir Walter Jones Show, of the Sir Walter Jones Life. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was sitting pompous as you was introducing me. You know how preachers do. They get that face.
Right. And then you kind of look down.
And he's just humbled. Y'all know me. Be quiet. Don't need no bio.
Yes, we do. Because I want
stinking bio.
And that's exactly what he said. It's so funny because I'm like, I want to treat you like I do my other guests. You know, I read their bios. I introduce who they are because we want to actually celebrate on today your latest accomplishment. And you don't know how excited I am for you. I say it, but I really am. I'm very excited. You do so many things. And with my producer on today, my producer is crazy about Sir Walter Jones and all of his work and what he does. And so, you know, we know him, as my post stated, he's taking you for walks in the park. He's been on Facebook Live. Sometimes I'll call him a Facebook Live pastor, you know, or what have you. Individual that will definitely tackle controversial topics. Sometimes he's saying what we're thinking, but we're too scared to say it. And so he's here, and he's here this afternoon because he is a new author, and I'm frantic because I wanted to highlight it on my show. This is the day before your release. And so I feel a little privileged here, you know, to have you on the day before your release. Many of you know I call him my mentor. He is my mentor. He is the one who got me started, no cracks, in broadcasting. He is definitely the individual, the catalyst behind Annette coming on the air. And I'm ever so grateful to you for being unselfish and for mentoring me. I really am. I truly am. So
I'm still pompous right now.
You're still. He's got the look.
I'm still in that mode.
Oh my God! What in the world are we gonna do with him?
Pretty good. This is good stuff.
It's good stuff.
I don't get this much.
You know,
I'm usually cussed out on YouTube. So this is pretty good.
Well, I will say this: don't look for this after today's show,
Yeah.
okay?
All right.
Because
Trust me. I
heat it
know.
up, heat it up.
I know your works.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Let me hop over here to Facebook Live because I want to get started talking about your book. I see you on, Aura. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you, Michelle, Beatrice, Josh Matoya, Buddy Gill. Hey, Chris Bass.
Hot base.
Buddy Gill says, Hinder. Okay. And Chris says, good afternoon, Annette and Sir Walter. Good to see you two together again. Yeah. This is my guy. Hey, Brandy. Thank you for watching. Again, when you guys come in, go ahead, like and share. We want to talk about this book on today. And I know we're going to have to condense a lot of stuff that we want to talk about because you have a limited amount of time with us on today.
Yes, I'm not dressed for the show.
Actually, he is.
So if y'all think
he dressed up for a nut show today.
I mean, I like her, but yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. No, but he does have some place to be. So we want to make sure that we got him in today. So let's talk about this book, this infamous book. No. Let's talk about this book on today. The 4 Women That Men Desire. And as I stated in my pre-show, who better to tell us this than a man?
I'm about to say.
What are you going to say?
Than a pimp. She about to say, than a pimp. Who's best to tell?
Than a pimp.
All right.
Well, let's talk about this. Why? Well, let me start off first. Why this title?
This title?
Why this title for this book?
Well, it's a series. It's called The Men's Chronicles. That's the part that people they dismiss. They don't really realize.
We don't care about that.
Really
doesn't catch our attention.
It's a book really for men.
Okay.
But it's men more so.
Okay.
About men, but for women.
Right. Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Yes,
it's called The Men's Chronicles, a woman's guide to men.
Ah.
That's
okay.
what it's called.
Okay.
So
that's the series.
That's the series.
Okay.
And 7 books will be in the series.
Ooh, you're a busy man.
Yeah, yes. All right. So the book is about men so that you can better understand your man or your potential man.
Okay.
So volume 1 is, okay, what about your man that he find attractive in you? So there are 4 women out there that all men who are attracted to women are attracted to. There's only 4. And every time I mention that title, women like to say, no, it's got to be more. It's got to be more. No, there's no more than 4.
Yeah. Okay.
And they are attracted to one of those 4 or all of those 4. In the book, I talk about each one of those 4 individually, and I talk about all of those 4 in one girl.
Yeah, you do. You know, you kind of had me mesmerized reading this, and I'm like, oh wow, this guy's pretty good. Okay, let's move on before I go into that. Okay, now, I asked you about the title itself. Now, what were there other titles that you considered though, or did
for this volume?
Yeah, for this volume.
Yeah, the 3 women that men desire.
How did you go from 3 to 4, or from 4 to 3?
Maybe 2 years ago, I did a show. I was on internet radio as well.
Yes.
You were a co-host at one time.
Right.
We hopped around on different stations. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But my show was 2 hours every night, and I had to come up with these topics out of my head. One day, I just didn't have a topic. And I'm scratching my head trying to figure out what can I talk about. Mondays I call it the Men's Chronicles. That was Monday night. Tuesday night was called the Pink Perspective, which was Women's Night. So this show was a Monday show, and I was trying to figure out what can I talk about for men, and it hit me maybe an hour before the show. Talk about women and the type of women that men desire. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I went online to search Google to see if other people were talking about different women. They were, but they were all over the place. And I needed something more systematic, And then I thought, well, talk about the women you've dated. And so I started,
a lot to choose from.
I had a lot to choose from.
Okay.
And I started thinking about the women that I dated, and I realized that they all had a certain pattern.
Ooh.
And it just dawned on me. I'm like, wait a minute, these women had a certain pattern that I was attracted to. And then I thought, okay, then why? But these women over here, they didn't have that same pattern that these women had. Why was I attracted to them? Then I started going online and looking at this, reading what other men were talking about their desire for women, and I said, "Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. There are 3 women out there. There's only 3 that men are desired, that they're attracted to. There's only 3." On the show, live on the show, it dawned on me there was a 4th woman.
Uh-oh.
Live on the show, I realized, oh my goodness. And if you play the show, it's on Spreaker.com. If you play the show, you'll see me, and Alvin Carter was my co-host. I kind of hesitated. I said, Alvin, there's a 4th woman. Yeah, that crazy chick. Yeah, she's the one that busts the windows out your car. That's the one that key your car,
Right.
The one who take your baby away from you, the one who boiled the rabbit on the stove. That chick, that's a. And I try
Those
to
are all
think,
movie references, by the
those are
way.
all movie references. And I try to think of a movie, and it hit me. It were 2 movies that I could think of that perfectly fit this woman. It was Thin Line Between Love and Hate and Fatal Attraction. But then the question was, yeah, but men don't like her. No, men are attracted to her. They don't like
crazy.
They don't like. There's something attractive about her crazy, though.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something. Is a magnet there. Why do you think they write so many movies about these crazy women that have these men? Because there's something about her that he is attracted to. He don't like the fact that she destroys his stuff, or that she calls his wife, stuff like that. He don't like that, but there's something else about her that's appealing.
Okay, I have to back up. I have so many questions here, but
Sure.
I know we would probably get caught up with something. Attracted to the crazy.
Yeah.
That stands out to me right now.
Absolutely.
Why is that? Where in the world does that come from? Because as you were talking, you were saying, the people probably say, oh, he doesn't like her, but he does, is what you're saying. But he likes that crazy. He's attracted to the crazy. Why in the world would he be attracted to the crazy?
Absolutely.
Is it something that keeps him going? Is it it's just intriguing? Some mystery about her? What do you think?
Men love fantasies. Number 2, watch sports. Look how they act. As a matter of fact, they call it fantasy football.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely. Watch him. Watch when he watch pornography. Okay. A lot of these women go through a plethora of emotions and skills, and they what they call play role. They role play.
Role play.
All right. Women role play because they know that there's a little boy in all men. And I bring out in the book a few times. All right. That little boy in all men, some women know how to tap into him. That crazy girl knows. And that's how she's able to pull him away from his wife or his main squeeze or his fiance, whether she can pull him. The wife she stopped doing that. She's complacent now. He's tired of her. It's boring. And the average marriage that ends is not so much because of finances, because of boredom. And if you look at the statistics, it used to be mostly finance, but now they're bored to death. So he's after that fire that his wife used to give him. So who gives him that fire now? That crazy chick. She gives it to him. So when you look at the movie Fatal Attraction, you look at Thin Line, and you look at these movies that have the crazy woman in it, watch how he acts around her. Or watch how she's able to pull him in and manipulate him and pull on his heartstring. And the way to a man's heart is not through feeding. She's not feeding him. She's beating on his chest. That's where his ego lies.
Right.
And once she gets him, then that mental state, that mental illness that's in her, that dysfunction in her, it's going to come out. But it usually comes out when he crosses her.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mind went everywhere. You probably saw it on my face.
Yeah, I saw it all over the place. We're here.
What does that say about him?
And that's the whole point of the book.
Okay.
The book says there are 4 women that men desire. So I focus on all these women. But at the end of the day, the book is about the man. Because I talk about in the interlude, especially, I have an interlude. I said, now stop here and focus. By this point in the book, y'all have been trying to diagnose yourselves, women. Which one am I now? Am I A or am I B? I can't wait to see what C and D is. I tell them, stop. Go back to the cover of the book and read the top of the series.
Right.
It's called The Men's Chronicle, A Woman's Guide to Who?
Right.
Men.
Right.
So even though we're profiling these women, the reason why we're profiling these women is because we're profiling the men. Why are they, men, attracted to these women? I did a show about why is it that church girls are attracted to these street boys, these thugs. It's not the thugs. It's the women who are attracted to the thugs.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
It's because where the woman is.
Yep.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
wherever she is, that causes her to be attracted to. Look at the R. Kelly story.
Ooh.
All right. It's not so much about R. Kelly.
No.
It's about those women.
It is.
And he knows this.
Yes. Ooh,
That's my answer.
I'm so mad at you because I only have a limited amount of time today, but I
My
know it's something out of your control. Okay, I see Tanil on here. Tradana, thanks for watching. Mother Harris, thank you. Brittany says not a pimp. Laugh out loud. Talking about what you said.
I heard.
Demetrius Charleston, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Catherine Gardner, Elder Kevin McGee. Let's see. Michelle saying she remembers those shows and she misses them.
Who's that?
Michelle Thomas.
Oh, Michelle. I miss her.
I know, right? Brandy says men are addicted to crazy women. Yes, we agree.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag fatal attraction on here. LaRonda, we see you on. She says the crazy keeps him on his toes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see here. Auntie Deborah, we see you on. Comment from Michelle says that just like women who are attracted to the thug man. Okay, she was obviously typing this as you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about someone who can give you that alter reality.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy Barnes, thank you for watching. A man attracted to a crazy woman is like a woman who is attracted to a thug. They like the adventure and excitement, even though it may not be healthy for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's Elder McGee. All right. Buddy Gill says define crazy.
We did in the movies. Meet one, buddy, and I'll promise you, she's gonna show herself eventually. It's the alpha. It's the women are attracted to men likewise because it's the attraction to the alpha male. So they're alpha type style of women as well. The alpha man, the bad guy, always get the girl. Women are not so much attracted to the good guy because he don't bring this excitement in her life. Because just like men want fantasy, women want fantasy as well. That's why they have, I bring up porn again, that's why they have what's called soft porn. And the porn industry have realized the mentality of women and the type of pornography that they buy. They don't want all that hardcore stuff. As soon as you walk in the room, bam, y'all having sex. No, they want the wine, the dine, the conversation, let's walk, let's talk, all this in 20 minutes of the show, right? Women they love that. That's why the whole role play is more popular with them. Men, when they watch it, what they doing? They fast forwarding it.
Okay.
They fast forwarding
Getting past all of that.
Yeah, getting past it. I don't need all of that. All right. And so it's all about psychology. And this book really is a psychological look into the mindset of a man as he's attracted to all these different type of women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not read through it and just read. I had to stop, analyze, that's just me.
Because your background.
Right. And it kind of took me a little bit. And I'm going to go back though. I read the whole thing, but I'm going to go back. I
wrote the book as a manual. It's a textbook.
Okay.
Okay. Notice how the girls are presented in they're indented.
Okay. Right.
Look at the style of it.
Yes.
I'm not just talking about giving a story. No, I give you A, 1A, 1B,
Yes.
1C, 1C. You see what I'm saying? So there's 7 sets,
Those
and
are
I call
hair
it.
colors, as a matter of
Yeah,
fact,
yeah,
too. I'm
yeah.
just kidding. Let me stop.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I call it the Search 7. All my
Okay.
books will have Search 7. I call it because 7 is my favorite number. Of course, I use it a lot, and so there's 7 chapters with 7 sub chapters and 7 subs up under that. All right,
Okay.
and so there, this book is an outline. All right, and it's a textbook, pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would agree. You,
Hmm.
you did that. You did that. Let's talk about your reasons for writing this book because, of course, as you keep talking and you keep mentioning about porn, soft porn, because of the position that you're in, you're man of the cloth. Um, let me ask you, what was there hesitancy? What was it in writing this book? Did you feel that um, people may not understand people? I'm meaning the church people, those outside of the world, so to speak. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Hmm.
Were you hesitant in writing this book, wondering what they would feel or what they would think about you, this preacher, your Kojic preacher? You have your license, even though it's been taken away many times. We always joke. But what were your thoughts on that?
I could not have written this book even 5 years ago. I couldn't have written it. I've always wanted to write a book about my life, the life I considered myself compared to David in the scriptures, and maybe Solomon as well. I always wanted to write a book about my life compared to Solomon and David. All right. And I have a manuscript that I am writing for that. But something in me kept saying, wait, it's not time. There's something not complete. Something's not complete. So I waited years. The manuscript is sitting there. It's in pencil. Okay. It's in pencil. I had the whole book
Wow.
right there on a piece of paper, on school paper in pencil. All right. And I can't tell too much of the story because I have to talk about that later, some point in my life. But um, when I started the Sir Walter Jones show, I realized that I was being more and more transparent. Not so much on purpose. It's just that it was getting on my nerve to try to hide or be secluded or be very careful in my words, but I wasn't helping anybody. You understand what I'm saying? So for the years I was on the radio stations traveling back and forth, I started realizing I started to build my style. So who I am today is not done on purpose. I think it was done by me I just couldn't take it anymore listening to these bubblegum shows on the radio, these talk shows. It was
Right.
just so cute and Febreze, okay? I just couldn't because I wasn't learning anything.
Okay.
And there's nothing against the Joel Osteens of this world. He's got his audience who he's effective with them. That ain't where I roll. All right. So I realized that I was upsetting the establishment. Yes, the Pentecostal establishment. I was upsetting them, but privately, those same people were coming in my inbox. They were emailing me, they was texting me and calling me and said, Walter, I agree with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shh, don't let nobody know that I'm
They
talking to
agree,
you. Okay.
right?
I'm agreeing with
They were
you. That
Nicodemus.
was my confirmation, Nicodemus. That was my confirmation that I'm been doing something right. All right. And so the bolder I got, the larger my audience grew. There was an audience out there I did not realize who thought like me. I thought I was alone in this thing, and I knew I was taking a chance. And so many people thought like me. I thought, wow, there is a world out there that's like me. And so I continued, and then I realized now it's time to write this book. And I knew that when I wrote the book, that I had to be just as transparent in the book as I am on the Sir Walter Jones show, even more transparent. Okay, because there's time restraints on the show, and there's still some things because I'm in a mixed audience that I still can't say, but in a book I can,
Yeah,
and
you
I
can lay it
did,
all out.
and I laid it out. But still, this is soft compared to the next volumes that are coming.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah,
Really?
we have to go there,
Okay.
and then it ends with this volume 7 is talking about sex. It's called The Psychology of Sex,
Ooh.
and we get deep down dirty. All right. but not in a inappropriate way. But we try to talk about it in a way that is palatable, but we're using real world situations, and we're able to explain it to the church where they're not receiving. Okay, it's hard to on a Sunday morning. There's some things that you can't say over the pulpit on Sunday, but you can Monday through Friday at a Bible study or some class session. You can do it. You can do it then,
Right.
because it's more appropriate then. So book 7 will talk about a lot of the things that I only mention in the book, but in book 7 I really talk about it in detail.
Okay.
Sexual attitudes and attributes and positions, things like that missionary Johnson is not receiving from her husband, because her husband don't believe in certain things, because his upbringing in Christianity caused him or her not to believe, or they I've talked to so many people coming up that certain sexual positions was taboo.
Oh yeah.
We don't believe in this. Why? Because the church told them.
Come
So
on
the
now.
church dictated how people have sex.
Right.
The scriptures didn't.
The scriptures didn't.
Not in marriage, it didn't. It told y'all not to fornicate. But in marriage, it didn't tell you how to have sex. It just says that the bed is undefiled.
Right.
And then it says have sex. It just didn't tell you how.
Right. Didn't tell you how.
It didn't tell you how. So here in I talk about the Song of Solomon, because there was some sexual tension between the two of them, and I talk about it in this book.
Yes, I saw that
in the chapter 7.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Whoa, this is good. This is good stuff. Hey, if you guys have any questions for Sir Walter while he's on, please, you can call in 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. Or you can drop your comments or questions into this Facebook Live feed. I will definitely read it for you. Let's see. Curtis, I see you on Demetri Brand Triplet. Appreciate you. Pastor Cecilia, thank you for watching. Sharon, we appreciate you. Hey, Demetrius. Auntie Deborah says here, Deborah Brown, Uncle Lloyd's wife.
Hey, Uncle Lloyd.
So our flesh want more of what the flesh wants and not what the spirit wants. And we should be walking in the spirit and not after the dictating of our fleshly desires. So tell us what we should be doing. I have an idea, but I want to hear what you feel.
I love to hear her idea. I talk about it in volume 7. I'm sorry, not volume 7. Chapter 7 of this book, I talk about what's called the resolve.
Yes.
All right, the resolve. The book is not written for Black people, white people, Hispanics. It's written to mankind. All right, and that's why I mixed different movies. I mixed different race of people in the book. It's a sprinkle of everybody. I don't care what race or relation you have in the world. A man is still a man. A woman is still a woman.
Right.
Understand?
Right.
All of them have a heart, and they are attracted to whomever. So the first 6 chapters is talking more of a fleshly thing, because we are fleshly first. It's not what's first natural, the scripture says, and then spiritual. Sometimes I think we're overly spiritual. That's why many Christian marriages end in divorce. Half of marriages in America end in divorce. Why? In many cases in churches, I'm talking to first ladies. I talk to missionaries. I talk to deacon wives, and they all tell me the same thing. My husband ain't throwing down.
Right.
My marriage is boring. We do nothing romantic. So they have to watch the TV to get some ideas. And then they'll go to Victoria's Secret and buy things for their husband. Their husband say, "Nah, I don't like this." One woman told me I was dressing. Matter of fact, I stopped dressing. I would walk around naked. And my husband like, "Well, put some clothes on." You know what I'm saying? So what's getting ready to happen? She getting ready to go out on him. And she's going to find somebody who lifts her up. It may be a sin to do it,
right?
But she's still looking for that. So we can't continue to just only talk about spiritual stuff and never talk about the natural stuff. And that's what we get in the church a lot. We get all this spiritual stuff on Sunday, and Monday through Saturday, the saints are struggling. Fleshly, they're struggling. So because of that, I do bring up much of the spiritual aspects in chapter 7. Being a clergy as myself, of course, I have to bring that up.
Right.
Have to bring that up. But even in bringing in the spirituality, I bring in a lot of the examples of the Proverbs 31 woman, her effect on this man, her effect on the family. All right. I bring up Song of Solomon, Solomon's relationship with this woman and how she told him out of all the conversations that they had, he was talking about her breast and she was talking about his looks and they were talking about sexual stuff, but he still couldn't touch her.
Wow.
She says, it ain't time. She
Wow.
says, too early. She said it a few times in the scriptures. No, can't touch me until you put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it. All right. If that is the case, why aren't we reading out of Song of Solomon in our churches? Why can't that be a Bible study instead of all these other books in the scriptures that are good for us, but the saints still leave there struggling in their flesh? I'm talking about married folks. I'm not just singles.
Right.
Married folks are struggling in their flesh because they married each other so that they can have legal sex, and then the sex stops. But there's a book in the Bible in the middle.
Right there in the middle.
Right there in the middle. That helps you with that sexual tension, how to satisfy it, and y'all don't even read it. You don't inspire them to read it.
Is it because of ignorance? Is it because
fear?
Yes.
They're afraid that the single's going to get it and have a way with it. But if you teach it properly, then you'll understand it. The woman said, "You can't touch me like that. You can't." No. Wait. So when you get to chapter 3 in Song of Solomon, there's a marriage ceremony, and then they really get deep, and I break it down in the book because she started talking some language that King James may trip some of y'all up because it's old English. But when you read it in other in translations, you'll see where she got dirty with him.
Yeah, she did. she really did.
Yeah,
that's did. A deep book.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a very deep book, and I think people skip over that, like you said, or maybe afraid to touch it. They're probably afraid to touch it, like Revelations. When
those are 2 books that people don't talk.
Yeah,
they don't because there's a fear there. So I agree with Brown that we should always be walking after the Spirit, but the Spirit is going to tell me how to walk after the flesh.
Definitely.
They both are warring against each other, the scripture says. But the Spirit, at least in my marriage, is going to tell me how to be fleshly with my wife.
See there?
You treat them as you know them. Okay, as you, according to knowledge that the scripture is alluding to. So if you know your wife want it, why aren't you giving it to her? Won't the Spirit tell you that?
And come on, and so you're talking realness. Now, this is transparent. This is. I saw someone on here saying that the church world needs this, and we do, because and think about it. I'm so glad you're bringing this out because we have the word. And the word, it gets to every aspect, every point, of our lives and things that we're dealing with or what have you. So why not?
Why not?
Or why wouldn't the word have in there, how you should handle, yourself in the bedroom, in your marriage, why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, since it's there, why not touch it? Why not talk about it? Okay. I didn't mean to touch, but, let's take a quick pause. Let everybody know real quick, because we can get real deep in this. And I know, again, your limited time, where can they find your book? What's to give us because I'm pumped. I'm excited because tomorrow's the day.
Well, let's pray that tomorrow's the day. Because,
okay.
Amazon got these new rules and stuff. And then we were working against the clock. I want to give a shout out to Toneel Jackson, who really helped me through this whole process.
Yes.
That chick right there is pure genius.
Wow. She
know her literary world.
Yes.
Better than anybody I know.
Beautiful.
And she walked me through the whole process. This is my first book, so I missed some deadlines here and there, you know. And I'm a greenie. I don't know that world.
Okay.
I know the music world.
Right.
Then I realized as I talked to her, the music world is the same process.
Amazing.
Same process. So we recently uploaded the files on Amazon, and so we're praying that they will approve it and it's released tomorrow.
Okay.
On the date. But if it doesn't come out tomorrow, that's fine. It'll hit maybe Friday, but it'll still be on Amazon.com.
All right.
And you just type in the name of the book. I don't know any other Sir Walter Joneses that are authors out there. I've been searching so if you just type my name, you'll see in the book, or just type the book title and you see it on Amazon. Hopefully again on Valentine's Day. I did it on Valentine's Day for a reason.
Yes. Okay, let's do this. I like to do spoilers. Spoiler alerts. Give me a pause.
Sure.
We're going to come back because I want you to tell us about that. All right. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a quick break, play a little bit of music. We'll come back for more Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette right here on Intellectual Radio.
anybody's desire or testimony on tonight?
I need an encounter. A spiritual encounter.
Now, come on, souls. I think we need to break it down. What we talking about? Verse 1, go.
I'm not looking for another service to jump and shout, and then I'm through.
Nope.
But I need your touch and anointing to change my life and be connected with you. I need an encounter, a spiritual encounter with you. Lord, I need you.
I need an encounter.
Spiritual encounter
with you. We got another verse, y'all. Well, it's always go.
So you know my testimony. Every test and trial that I go through in my weakest hour, you know that I can always count on you. I need an encounter. Spiritual encounter with you.
I need an
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, we are here, Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. We're here on Intellectual Radio. If you're just now joining us, you have missed a treat, but you still have a little bit of time left to join in on the conversation with us on this afternoon. I'm here with Sir Walter Jones of the Sir Walter Jones Show, and he is actually here to highlight his new release, his book, The 4 Women That Men Desire. I'm sorry, I didn't go and do all the extra, the chronicle, whatever, because I get that mixed up. I remember that quicker than I remember anything else.
Anyway,
Yeah. He's got a series, and he is working. This is the first volume. Did I say it right?
Yes.
This is the first volume.
Yes.
Of a 7-part series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm kind of winging it a little bit here.
Pretty
all
good.
Right. But we are, it is due to be released tomorrow. He was telling us a little bit before the break about, possibility, maybe a day after, but, we can speak things out, Can we do that?
Yeah.
We can do that.
We can do that through God, though.
Through God.
We ain't got no power.
But it's coming out. It is coming out. You're going to go to Amazon.com, check it out, because we want you guys to make sure you purchase and support this man. I'm telling you, he supported so many individuals down through the years. He has been the catalyst for so many in their endeavors, in their lives, whatever they're doing, whether it's a radio show or music or what have you. He's all over the place.
And the great thing about that,
what's that?
Is that these same people who I might have launched their careers, they're now helping me with the book.
They are, you say?
Yeah. Okay. Lady Rochelle was did the first interview.
Okay.
For this book.
Beautiful.
While we were still writing,
right.
And I helped launch her show.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now here you are.
Right.
Giving back.
Yeah.
And I'll be with AM 1390.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, these are
Yay.
Not that I launched Blakely's show.
Right. No. But hey, I'm telling you, watch out for this man. I'm telling you, I told him what he was going to, I'm sure a lot of people told him he was going to blow up. But I believe that because he has a great influence too, over individuals. And I know that, even with that, he has to even be careful in how he conducts himself too, because you have a great influence over individuals. So many people probably that you don't even realize. You may or may not. I don't know. But, I just thank God for you and for your life. Barbara Green, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Oh, they were commenting as we were talking before we left on the break. How you doing, Granny D? Thanks for watching. Mo Barnes, how's it going? Okay, and Elder McGee, we will have your spoken word played before the end of the show on today. Thanks for pinning that for us on today. Gloria says, keep doing great things. Yes. Elder McGee says, man, you should have told me. I would have written a poem to open up every chapter.
He's going to write a poem for the music portion.
Awesome.
You understand the 7th series is taking 3 worlds of the art world, 3 sections of the art world.
Okay.
Music, literary, the writing and media, movies and Broadway, okay,
Right.
theater. So this book series are all three. So the book release, the books, of course, is the literary world. All right, and then there is a music download
Yeah.
that talks about all of the women. All
Okay.
right, will be on, of course, on iTunes, and
That's gonna be sweet. That's
yeah,
gonna be really sweet. Yeah.
yeah,
I like that.
and then we are looking to pray that you know stage,
Come on
all
now.
this stuff. We
Look,
want
don't forget about the little people, okay? When you get all big and all out there, like Annette, who? Well,
yeah,
I
yeah.
would, I would.
Who shows this?
We, I would. Okay, let me stop. What was the question that we were talking about before the break? Do you
Valentine's.
remember?
Did I ask or you asked or what?
Yeah, you started talking about something. I said,
Valentine's
hold
Day,
it.
I
Okay,
think
come
it
on.
was.
Talk to us about that.
No, I released it on Valentine's Day, which book 7 will be released on. And I'm trying to do like a Valentine release every year as possible
Okay.
because I hate
I'm
Valentine's.
getting ready to say, tell us the significance of
I hate
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day because this is not a shade against my past relationship, but when I was married, her birthday was Valentine's Day, and it wasn't a great day because
Okay.
we was always fighting on that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was supposed to have been a day of Valentine and birthday, but we were always fighting. And so because we fought so much, I began to hate the day.
Oh, wow.
Then after, of course, we divorced. Every Valentine's Day, they either I didn't have anybody or there was somebody I didn't really like them. But we celebrated Valentine's Day because you had to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I hated it.
Right.
And then in 2009 I talk about in the book, in the promo, how I just couldn't take it no more. Hey, I am in the beautiful city of Fort Lauderdale, nice, wonderful, romantic night. It might have been about 75 degrees. It was so beautiful and romantic, and I had nobody.
Wow.
And I says, I can't do this anymore. I hate Valentine's Day. And I got to find a way that when Valentine's Day comes, that I can do something that will take my mind off it, take something bad and make it into good.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is.
The book.
Interesting.
So now every Valentine's Day, I look forward to it. I don't detest it anymore. I look forward to it.
Now let me ask you something, because that was kind of one of my questions. Now you talked about your 2009 being the catalyst, basically for this book, for this series. The situation that you dealt with February 14th, 2009. Now, do you think, and maybe I'm kind of bringing my own little thoughts in here. We all know Valentine's Day is so commercialized. And there's so much emphasis put on it. Hallmark, people call it a Hallmark holiday, and there's not really that much, really into it, but people put so much in it. And then because of that, it makes individuals, if you don't have anybody, make you feel horrible.
Mhm.
Do you think that if it wasn't as commercialized, that you would have felt that way? Do you think that influence came from it being commercialized, or was it just something, within you that you just felt Sir Walter, just he definitely always has somebody, and that Valentine's Day you didn't have anybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Is it because of the commercialization, or was that just something that you were dealing with
Oh,
personally?
absolutely. The commercial affects us all. Uh, Easter, Christmas, whatever that's so big, that's so commercialized, it does affect us. Even if we believe in that day or not, it affects us. So look at Halloween. When Christians don't really celebrate it. Well, a lot of them do though. But when those who don't supposed to celebrate it, it still affect us because we turn on the TV, we see all these commercials, and then they're knocking on our door, trick or treat. Okay, we're affected. So Valentine's Day did affect me largely because of its commercial effect and its commercial effect on the woman that I was dating. If she didn't press it, it wouldn't be as big of a problem. My wife pressed it
Okay.
as much as she pressed her birthday. You understand?
Right.
So that was a double whammy for me mentally. We were young. We didn't understand. Yeah, I celebrate her today. I thank God for her because she gave me two beautiful children.
Yes.
Even in the book, I give her a shout out, even in the book, Why? Because I can. I don't believe that divorce means you got to hate a person.
Let's do the respect there.
That girl gave me 2 amazing kids. And every time I see her, I embrace her. I
Beautiful.
thank God for her. All right. So and so we laugh about some of this stuff now. So I have a book 6 is coming out on another love day. What day is that?
Sweetest day.
Sweetest day.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yes. I hated Sweetest Day as much as I hated.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? So I take these hate days and I turn them into a profit.
They making money, why not?
Come
you,
on,
right?
y'all. If Hallmark gonna make some money, why can't I make some money?
Why can't you?
At the same time, educate the people and help them understand their men.
Right.
Yeah.
I was looking earlier at your reasons for writing the book, and I saw how you gave the shout out to your daughter, about how you basically had the conversation with her about boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start analyzing how she was reacting, talking about it. And then it's almost like it just kind of hit you. I need to get this book out because how are guys viewing my daughter?
Mm-hmm.
How is she viewing them?
Mm-hmm.
So that interaction. And I think, with you being a father, that just kind of really, brought it more to the forefront for you and
Yes.
kind of helped you to start like, okay, let me get this out. Is that accurate?
That is quite accurate.
Okay.
My daughter is my world. She is my world. And when I even think about some of the actions that I took, I look at the women that I were with and says, that girl there had a father like me. And how was the father thinking on how I treated that girl?
Wow.
So every time I'm with my daughter, I think about, wow, this girl right here at whatever age she's at the time, I dated a girl that age. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's 25.
Yes.
She's 25. So in my 20s, I dated a 25-year-old. You know what I'm saying? I didn't date. I was married still. I was married to her mom.
Okay.
Her mom was 25. How I treated her mom at 25. I look at my daughter, says, sometimes I just say, babe, I'm sorry. She's like, for what? Nothing.
Right.
Cause
so it's almost like you want to do over
men try to find a way of fixing what they did and they mess it up. The remedy or the fix makes matters worse. So it's best sometimes men don't do anything or they get some counseling on how to fix some things. Sometimes the best fix is just to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. All right, which is something that I did with the mom. I told her that I was sorry for everything. That actually fixed it. And that was years ago, and still to this day, when we see each other, we're excited. The family come together, and you would think we're still married. But prior to me saying I'm sorry, she couldn't be in the same room with me. So sometimes the best fix is not to go through all your explanations and just say, babe, or don't say babe. That might be an offense. Just say, hey, I'm so sorry for everything I've ever done. You ain't got to explain, go into detail. Some situations you may have to detail it because depending on what happened. But in my case, I didn't have to go into detail. I am just so sorry. I screwed up royally. Please forgive me. And she did. And we had an embrace.
Beautiful.
That was 2009. And I'm telling you, we are A-okay today.
Beautiful.
So
10 years later.
Yeah. So stop trying to fix all that stuff. Just say I'm sorry.
Did you want to tell your sister you're sorry?
Janine and Precious, I'm so sorry.
Anyway,
yeah, you man.
Let's see here. Buddy says, okay, now I got to write a book. Thanks for the inspiration, Walter. Yeah, you actually, he does have a good story. He really does. Madeline, I think I mentioned you earlier. Buddy says, I keep saying that we live in a gullible society, always being influenced to spend money because of commercialization, and it affects our emotions and our minds. I believe there's a question here. Demetrius says, does he feel things his daughter has observed over the years has influenced what she actually accepts in her relationship, or even his son? That's an excellent question.
Absolutely. I think we all do that. I think we're doing that right now. Who she's married to right now, she might be doing, treating him by compared to what she saw, and maybe in her parents' relationship, or sometimes the lack thereof. Sometimes we try to make up for what we didn't have. A person who didn't have shoes coming up, your auntie. I went to your auntie's closet.
Yes.
And she can literally take what's in her closet and fill up the Foot Locker or one of these other stores.
Indeed.
Okay, why? Why she got all those shoes? Because she
She
didn't
didn't
have
have
them.
it.
She didn't have them when she was coming up. So I think we overcompensate sometimes for what we don't have. So that's one effect. And the other effect is we copycat what we see. So an abusive man, her father towards this woman, the son is watching this stuff.
Yes.
And then he becomes abusive. Y'all call it generational curses. That's not what it is. And in chapter 7, I talk about generational curses, why I don't believe in it, and why I believe in things that are just there's some traits, but there's some copycats as well. Because sin is not, the sins of fathers is not generational curse.
Right.
You choose to do those things. You just choose to do those things. And psychologists can't break curses. They can't break curses.
No.
Only God can break a curse.
That's right.
If you put on the curse, he break it. So a psychologist can't break a curse. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. I hope that's a whole nother ball.
It is. It is. It really is.
Okay.
That's a very good observation. So hopefully he answered your question, Demetria. Let me ask this question. Why do you think actually I got a couple of questions. Let me ask this. Why do you think people automatically, and this may be a general question, you've heard it before, why do you think people continually attract the same person? And I mean on both sides. The men, sometimes they continually attract the same type of woman and vice versa. Why do you think that happens, kind of maybe like in general?
Sure. There's no saying birds of a feather flock together. Okay. You are the average of the 5 or 4 people that you're with. And so you are attracted to, in church, we call it like spirits, okay, familiar spirits that the scriptures may use. All right. So we're attracted to the people. And it's not so much the person that we're attracted to, it's who we are in ourselves. Notice I opened the book with the chapter called Birth Order. And I specifically opened with birth order so that the whole book can make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
flow from there.
Yes. So the best way to answer your question is to go to chapter 1 of birth order, because you are attracted to people determined by who you were in your family and who you are now in your family. So me being a middle child, I'm attracted to people based off of my relationship with my siblings, my relationship with my parents, or again, the lack thereof. Okay.
Right.
All right. And so I attract those particular type of women. I'm attracted to them. So a older child may be attracted to a baby child because the older child is always looking to rescue, to be more, they're more protective. They're the ones who turn out to be the CEOs of corporations. They are the ones who go to college and get their PhDs and what have you, and then blah, blah, blah. The baby child is used to being spoiled, taken care of, and being nurtured and all these things. Okay.
That would be me.
Yeah. So many of the great marriages are the ones where the oldest child and the baby child got married. And they're the ones that last for 60, 70 years. You know what I'm saying? But 2 middle children come together can be a toxic situation because they both absent in the house.
Or 2 baby children.
2 baby children are both looking for each other to do something.
Yeah.
And they're both waiting.
Yeah. And then they don't want the other one to tell them what to do because they grown.
And the 2 older children are 2 cooks in the kitchen that spoil the broth.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I opened up with the birth order because maybe that will help you understand why you are attracted to the same type of people.
All the time.
All the time.
And you're like, how did I do this again?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. Why in the world should we listen to you with this book?
That's a good question. The Apostle Paul says, why would you even listen to me? Why? He says, why are you saying you with Apollos? Why are you saying you with John? Why are you saying you with Paul? I wasn't crucified for you. You studied for yourself. The Berean church in the New Testament, they heard the scriptures, they heard the word, but they went home for themselves and studied it. This book is an expose of my life, but act like a lady, think like a man. Who's that?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. Okay.
Right.
You don't have to listen to me, but I will tell you this for the people who pre-ordered the book, and I sent them this morning the manuscripts and the replies back. They all are saying the same thing. All of the replies are saying the same thing. I couldn't put the book down, and I had to read all of it in one setting. Everybody who
That's how it
responded.
was when I was with my
I
read
had to read
manuscript.
the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And then when they get through reading it, then they're going to come to a conclusion on their own. Say, all right, I'm either A, B, C, D, and there's another woman in there that's in chapter 7
Yeah. I agree.
who everybody wants to be her.
Everybody wants to be her.
Yeah.
And might I add that last chapter,
Mhm.
I was blown away.
Tell me why.
I was
Let me be the
wait,
interviewer.
how you go?
This is Sir Walter Jones Show, Chicago, Illinois, Forest Park. I'm interviewing the great Annette Harris of the Mind, Body, and Soul and Feet Show. So tell me, you got so many names.
Well, you just give me a whole
Tell me
new name.
why chapter 7 was so.
Because it was a resolve to me. And if you know how I am and even how I conduct my shows, the fact that I have a platform to be able to discuss things that are important to individuals, things that they probably wouldn't talk about otherwise. But I don't want to leave them there. I don't want to leave you hanging.
Good.
I always want you to have some kind of a resolve or have some kind of a takeaway. And I believe that that last chapter allows individuals to have a takeaway, to have a resolve, because you get, and you said the further we get with these different volumes, that it's going to get deep. But this was interesting. This was very deep. You know, everything before that last chapter, and it grabbed you. That's why the individuals couldn't put the book down. They had to continue to read. It grabs you, and you're like, really? Oh yeah, I know some people. You start relating things,
Sure.
but then you're like, okay, when you get to the end of that, you're like, okay, that could be me, but
Right.
I need a resolve.
I need a resolve. Absolutely.
So simply because of that, because it was resolved, and I love the way how you pulled the scriptures into it, and you know, okay, if you saw yourself like this and you want to change, that was another statement you made in there, and you want to change.
You want to change, sure.
Then okay, read this,
read this. And this is an evangelistic book. People don't realize
it is. It is.
I tried to stay away from as much as possible in the first 6 chapters from anything spiritual. I don't want to talk about Bible. I just didn't want to do any of that.
He's so controversial.
Yes, I wanted the world to read it.
Right.
Chapter 7, I wanted to evangelize them.
Yeah.
I wanted to witness to them.
Because by the time you got them.
By this time, notice that even Michelle is saying, she says, I was up 2 a.m.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. So I want the people in chapter 7 to say, oh, I get this. Chapter 7 took the longest to write.
I'm sure.
Took forever to write. You could, Tonil, my editor, she'll tell you, I stressed her out with chapter 7. Stressed her out. The late nights, throwing the manuscript at her and said, okay, here it is. She's like,
we appreciate you, Tonil.
Poor Tonil. Poor Tonil. I feel sorry for her and her family because I took her through. But it took forever. It took me, seemed like months to write just that one chapter.
Wow.
The A through D girl, that was nothing. I knew them.
Right.
But you would think chapter 7 would be easy because I ministered.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. I minister.
You had to bring everything in.
But that was hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes being a counselor can be very difficult.
Yes.
Because you get people coming to your office or they call on you, what have you, and they got these issues. And you're like, okay, God, I ain't never worked with this. I never dealt with this.
Right.
So that's why it was so hard for me to do a resolve because I'm like, okay, here's a resolve, but I kept changing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not right. I kept changing. Reason why I'm missing my deadlines because every time when I thought it was done, something else happened in my life.
Wow.
Or on TV or at church or in a conversation. I said, oh no, I can't finish this book. This got to be in the book.
See there?
And then that's what took so long. And that's why I took Toenail through hell.
It's Tonil, everybody. Tonil Jackson, not Toenail.
It's everything. She know I call it everything. But her real name.
I just figured I'd correct that. Anywho, but yeah, this is great. I know we're out of time. I don't know. I wish I could just keep you here, but that's okay. Hopefully everybody has gotten something out of what we've discussed on today. I had many more questions, and maybe I'll just ask you that at another time. Melissa, I see you on. Thanks for watching. I think Tanil was saying something on here. Did I miss it?
I should think she talking.
She said months or something. I don't know.
I put that girl through. She need a steak.
You're right.
Can y'all buy the book so I can buy her a steak?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. She needs.
Yeah. This was great, though. I'm telling you. Now we do have. Is it possible we can play that piece from Elder McGee real quick, and then I can end the show? I want you all to listen to this piece from Elder McGee. He has a show here on Saturdays entitled Connections at 12 noon. Take a listen.
How I long for that special lady, one who knows how to touch my very soul, one who, when I write or speak my words, she will be in the flow. But is there truly one willing to accept my words and my heart? The search is on. The search is on for new inspiration, for new life, and the last for new love. An ebony queen for this night of the night. While my words tantalize your mind, taking you to a world that never has to end, is there a woman such as this, willing to be loved in this manner? The search is on. Allow me to beseech you one last time, except this time in rhyme. I'm yet in search of thee, so that we can be together throughout eternity. I eat, drink, and sleep with thoughts of you, and without you, I'm not sure what to do. I haven't met you yet, but I know you're out there, but your location I'm not where. Send me a message in a bottle and throw it in love's sea. Let the currents of passion bring it to me, and I shall ride to thee on love's wings. Pleasure and passion will I bring. Why do you keep yourself hidden, as if our love is forbidden? Reveal yourself, that I might be complete, and I can finally crown you as my queen.
Is that Kevin McGee? Pastor Kevin McGee?
Pastor Kevin McGee.
Pastor Elder?
Pastor Elder. He has done it again. He has done it again. Lord. You want that piece?
Yeah, that's hot.
You know, he penned it, but he wouldn't let me listen to it before today.
No, that fit my book.
Yeah, doesn't it?
That's hot.
Yeah. All right, McGee, get your stuff ready. Get your stuff ready. Ooh wee. That was perfect. A perfect ending to today's show. And again, Sir Walter, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for my second interview.
Oh, you are quite welcome. Quite welcome. I'm honored to have you on, and I just pray that everything goes well with the release. And you guys go to Amazon. Make sure you support my brother here, and I see you, Apostle. Thanks for watching.
Apostle Dion Hunt.
Yes.
I was expecting to have him sit right here. We have some tea and crumpets and talk about the word.
Talk about the word.
That's a good man right there.
Yeah, he is. So again, thank you again for coming on. Thank you for all that you've done for me, for Annette, for Mind, Body, and Soul, for being there for me. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Steak's on you.
The steak is okay.
Send Tonil a steak too. Right?
Send her a steak too. Lord have mercy. Maybe we should all go out.
Yeah, we should all.
But okay. Well, you guys, you will not be disappointed when you purchase this wonderful, wonderful book. And then stick with him, because there are 7 volumes in this series. This first one, 4 Women Men Desire. The 4 Women that Men Desire. So this is great. I am going to end here. I don't want to end, but I'm going to end. Okay. So make sure you come back. Hey, come back. You know, let's talk about the success of the book, because I know it's going to just pop off. I really do. Sure. I just thought of that word. But yeah. Good word. I believe it's going to do it. So we want to have you back so we can talk about the success. Is that okay?
I'm game.
All right. Sounds good.
See you Saturday, Kevin.
Oh, okay. You'll be on his. Okay, cool.
No, he got guests, but I'm gonna bombard it.
You're gonna bombard it. Okay. All right. Wonderful. You guys, thanks so much for joining us on this afternoon. Facebook Live, YouTube, on the station's website, for joining us, and for doing what I asked you, for welcoming my mentor on today and not making me look bad.
You dressed up for it. That's pretty
I
good.
dressed up for it. Yeah. And they came on in. So I appreciate you guys every week for joining us. Stay tuned. Next week, we have another wonderful guest on, and you won't be disappointed. Watch out for the promos. You're listening to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette right here on Intellectual Radio.
So up,
You've just been listening to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, where your host, Annette Harris, provided you with psychological and biblical insight for your everyday concerns. Need more insight? Visit Annette's Facebook page at Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. Don't forget, tune in next week for Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette.